Hey people, I just competed with Mako, my 3-pound saw robot, at GSCRL Season Champs on August 3rd. So this was the top 16 robots throughout the year, and I'll have timestamps on the bottom if you want to just skip to the fights and skip me talking. If not, here we go. So the first matchup here is up against Walta, and it's an undercutter, and it's pretty mean. But you'll notice that Mako actually now has a wedge, so this will be a good first test for it.
Take it slow. Wait for his bat. Inverted driving.
3,
He'll make a mistake.
2, 1, fight! And a good box fight from Mako. They want to wedge Walta.
Keep smashing him on the wall. Yep. Don't, obviously.
Oh, but that's where Mako wants Walta. Let's see if they can get the spin up. So what Mako's going to do is
Put him on the wall again.
spin up that blade. And then
He'll hit his front.
There we go. Big hit. You hear that loud song.
I can't hear you over there.
Was that a tap out? Oh, that's a tap out. That's a tap out. The match is over. Mako wins. Terrifying by one of the scariest spots to fight here.
So that was a pretty good quick win. You'll see in the beginning my first pin. There have been some times where I've just slammed my saw into weapons, if you've watched my channel. But I'm not doing this today. I'm locked in. I want to do the best I can. Oh, and you'll also see that he flipped his robot and started upside down, which is probably the correct thing to do, because then he has crazy top armor for half his robot. But it made it so it was easier to destabilize him. And once he started kind of spinning diagonally, I was able to get in there, get the good pin that I wanted, and then that first hit his receiver, I believe. And once you hit that, your robot shuts down. And he gave me some trophies, because that first hit, I guess, either like hit his forks and then jumped up to the chassis, or vice versa. I don't know. Either way, great first win. Moving on. This next matchup is actually up against my sister with TurboFIEND. And if you follow the channel, you know that I mostly design that robot and I help her run it. Leading up to this, I thought we would actually battle it out if we met. But considering this is winner's bracket, we decided to have a bit of a fake match. We went out there, we drove around, I threatened a shot at the end, and then she tapped out. You'll see that one of my drive sides locks up very early. I thought I knew what it was after that. Basically, I've got new wheels, and they've got little clip rings, and I did a bad job installing them. However, later in the day, I come to realize that it may have been a different issue. But we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Stream is ready. Let's get the sibling rivalry started in 3, 2, 1, fight! TurboFIEND turning itself upside down. Mako with that big hammer saw looking for a pin and then a big hit. Trying to knock out a battery or something. That's a good charge by TurboFIEND. Both of these bots showing excellent control. I don't think TurboFIEND's weapon is spinning. The fact that Mako's weapon is not spinning is not a big deal, but the fact that its right drive isn't working is a little concerning. There's a good pin by TurboFIEND. And yes, it definitely looks like Mako's right drive side is locked up. So TurboFIEND's weapon's still down. Oh, that's a tap from the saw, but the saw isn't spinning up. You know, the siblings may have decided to not spin their weapons just to prevent damage because they don't want to damage themselves. Oh, there is that there's that saw. That saw is spinning, and there is TurboFIEND's weapon. So I guess all bets are off now. Those weapons are indeed functional. Question is, do the builders want to actually use them against their own blood? That is the question. All right, both bots meeting in the middle, head to head. Here comes that spin and a tap out. That's a tap out. Mako would rather TurboFIEND would rather tap out than face that devastating overhead vertical.
So yeah, fake match. I'm sorry for the fans. I think if we ever meet in a bracket where we're both in losers, or it's NHRL and loser gets eliminated, we're gonna battle it out. But considering we were both gonna be going on, my sister talked some sense into me and was like, there's no reason for us to be scrambling to repair 2 robots when we can just have Mako go through and both keep going. Yeah. This next matchup here is up against Honeycomb, NSSP kit, but simply calling it NSSP kit does not do the robot justice. Mark, the builder, has been doing this for 6 months, and he consistently kicks butt, and not just consistently kicks butt. He's usually placing first, second, and third, which is not easy to do, as you know. And leading into this, they actually upset Monkfish, who was the champion from last season. Some people say it was a controversial decision. I haven't watched it close enough to know. But either way, it's a lifter robot. They've got strong top armor. But let's see how it goes.
2, 1, fight! Now, Mako is a hammer saw that saw and I think that saw got stuck in there briefly.
Just keep pushing him. Just push him
Unstick.
into the wall.
Okay, pause. We are pausing the fight.
No, he paused for unstick. He paused for unstick.
Okay, stop moving. Okay, Mako is stopped. Sparks everywhere. That big saw.
He was in the wall.
That's fair.
That blade spins very fast.
Just do it again. Win.
One of the best hammer saws in the competition, especially at this weight class. All right, red square, are you ready? Blue square, are you ready? Yes. Let's resume in 3, 2, 1, fight! And now Honeycomb gets back, but there's some possible sign. Honeycomb narrowly avoids a nasty saw to the top. And some more sign. Sparks flying everywhere. That lifter, Honeycomb using that
Focus
lifter
on the
to
wall.
block the hammer saw. So all Mako could do is saw that hammer. But
Nice. You hit his wheel. It's fine.
Honeycomb keeping that up, but now Mako is the saw the wheel, and now the side, the right side of Honeycomb. So far, Mako able to get some good shots in with that shape. There's another big saw up here.
Keep the pin. Keep the pin. Stop.
Into that top plate. We gotta be careful. If Mako saws into Honeycomb's battery, that is the end of this fight. And we gotta take care of what could potentially be a big fire. These batteries are no joke. They don't like to be breached. Here comes that saw again, and that arm coming up to try to deflect it. And that arm doing a good job of blocking that saw attack.
We're stuck.
Now is that saw starting to get angled a little bit?
We're stuck.
Push them.
It's not spinning.
He's not disengaging.
There it goes.
You need
More spinning.
50 seconds left.
And
50.
No, if Honeycomb can still move, they might be stuck together. Oh, they're separated. Okay, they're separated. 40 seconds left in this fight. Mako with a lot of saw to the top plate of Honeycomb. Honeycomb with some good pushing around.
Push him in the wall.
Honeycomb wants to start to assume some control.
Yep.
But it's tough when you get that.
Just hold it. Just hold it until they tell you to stop.
More big saw action. That's the top
25
plate
seconds.
of
Hold it till they tell you to stop.
Sparks flying everywhere. So far, the top plate is held against the front. Okay, we can continue fighting. 10 seconds remaining. Good pushing by Honeycomb. Pushing Mako in corner. That hammer saw is not a factor. 2, 1, and that's the fight. That is it. You see how strong the high-powered walls are.
Mako won that on decision. As I alluded to in the beginning, a tough control robot, heavily armored on top, so I wasn't able to get any quick kills or anything like that, even though I got a lot of cuts in with some sparks. And it was actually Mark's friend Stefan driving, which makes it even more impressive because he's even less experienced. But yeah, Mako came away with the decision. Close match. In retrospect, I should have been maybe a little more conservative to avoid any side-on pins, but came away with a win. And on to the next one. This next matchup here is up against the Fool, which is a cam lifter, another control robot. And if you don't know what a cam lifter is, it's interesting because the robot's got long forks that get underneath you, and instead of lifting you like a normal robot, they get underneath you and then they just spin a little bit. So they just lift you just a little bit. So this is going to be another interesting matchup where the Fool really wants to pin me, but Mako doesn't mind it that much. So it's going to be a real driving contest. And I was very excited about this. Lyndon, who drives the Fool, is one of my closest robot allies. He offers me advice, helps me with building questions and all that junk. But we were excited to get a chance to finally face off. Either way, we'll see how it goes.
2, 1, fight! Here we go. Both bots feeling each other out. Mako really wants to get a pin. Then they can start firing that saw off. And that means that the Fool has to be very careful with their pins. Just pinning Mako won't be enough. They've got to pin Mako the right way. Because otherwise, Mako can just spin up that saw. There's a good pin. That's exactly the kind of pin the Fool wants. Madeline's counting. She's on it. So, both bots separated now. Mako looking for that big hit. The Fool looking for an opportunity for a good lift. This is a very technical driving match. Both of these bots really looking. Oh, there's an opportunity for that saw to come down. And there's that first big saw into that titanium top. Sparks fly everywhere. Here we go. Spinning around. Can Mako trying to go against one of those arms. Trying to saw against one of those arms of the Fool. I believe those arms are titanium also. They're going to be very hard to saw off, but at least it'll make some nice sparks. Just over a minute remaining. And there goes that saw. And a good hit. Another. Do they have another in them? This is their unarmored side because the Fool is upside down right now. So that titanium top isn't going to help them. 50 seconds remaining. Both bots spinning around. That's a good pin from the Fool. Mako does a backhand saw on one of those arms. It's going to be hard to do much against those arms, though. The Fool with those arms still extended, still twisted. Good hit from the bottom. Remember, that's the bottom of the Fool that they're hitting. It's a little bit of a tap, and there's a good drop over there. 15 seconds now left to go in this fight. The Fool driving into that saw. It's a really interesting fight. Not sure which way the judges are going to go. 5 seconds remaining. 2, 1, and that's the fight. The fight is over. This one is going to the judges.
So, like I was expecting, it was a very close match. Mako came away with a split decision, which means 2 judges thought I won, 1 thought I lost. Really hard to judge that. It was a great match. I was never able to land a kill shot. It was unfortunate, but Lyndon gave me this little trophy of a top plate piece. I don't even remember the conversation. I was like, he was like, I'm going to write a joke on it. I went, please sign it. So he wrote, please sign it on there. That's a great little piece for the trophy case. Again, grateful for that match. It was super close, but on to the next one. I have now qualified for the finals. That was actually the winner's bracket finals, and I didn't even realize it. In fact, I told Lyndon, go win the loser's bracket and maybe we'll face off. Not realizing, hey, I've reached the end of the winner's bracket, and up ahead of me is Monkfish. And if you're familiar with 3-pound robots, you know this is a very scary robot. It's an undercutter, and it's a shuffler, which means it's able to have 4.5 pounds, whereas Mako's only 3. But I've got my wedge attachment. I'm going to go out there and try to land a kill shot.
Let's start this final fight for Beatles in 3, 2, 1, fight! And the fishies are at it. And right away, we've got pieces going. Monkfish getting some big hits on Mako. And already it looks like Mako's left drive side is compromised. Another huge hit. Now Mako has to make sure that all of those hits go to the front. There's a big hit from Mako. Perfectly timed on the top of Monkfish. They have to make sure that Monkfish doesn't hit from behind, because they can do some brutal damage to that saw. If they do, that might have just happened. But it looks like that saw is doing okay. Monkfish driving over the top of Mako. Mako spinning up that saw, going to try to drop it, but Monkfish just too fast and chaotic. Mako temporarily upside down, goes for another hit from above, misses Monkfish, gets a bit of the wall. Monkfish upside down, trying to recover. Both of those bots shaken up a little bit after that attack. And we're seeing more and more bits of plastic flying around. That's a huge hit. But Mako's front wedge still working just fine. Mako's got to time that hit perfectly. Another big hit. Another big hit. And Monkfish continuing to deliver the damage. Mako almost had an opening there. Couldn't drop that saw in time. That arm is working, though. So Mako has hope as long as that arm keeps working. With a little bit of that front assembly is getting pulled off by Monkfish. 55 seconds left in this very, very exciting fight. The crowd cheering. Both bots trying to find another hit. Mako has lost its left drive side early. Been trying to recover from that. Monkfish, all systems go, trying to get to the back of Mako, because that would be a big killing blow in this fight. 30 seconds left. Mako looking for that one big hit at the top, trying to do something against Monkfish. Monkfish coming from the top. Now Monkfish coming from behind. That's what Mako doesn't want. I believe that's a wheel that just came off of Monkfish, but that was the wheel that wasn't working anyway. 10 seconds remaining. Monkfish doing some more damage to Mako. 5 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1, and that's the fight. What a fight. Mako having to fight a very defensive fight. Monkfish doing a lot of the damage over there. Let's see what the judges say. That hammer saw, kudos to Mako. I usually see hammer saws not making it halfway through the match. That can be one of the most delicate weapons in the sport, and seeing it survive that onslaught, that is amazing.
So that's unfortunately an easy decision for Monkfish. Rachel, the builder of Monkfish, really whooped my butt there. As I alluded to earlier, that wheel locked up really early. And it was not the ring clip this time. It was actually debris that got into the brushless motor and stopped it, seized it. That's a problem I thought I'd solved a few tournaments ago, but apparently not. It's an ongoing issue. Mako is split right down the middle, wide open, sawing debris into itself. So really have to rethink how I isolate the motors so that doesn't happen. But regardless, great match. Mako stayed barely alive the whole time, kept fighting, kept trying to swing the arm down. Because, who knows? If I do land a shot, I could hit some important stuff. It only takes one. But I never really got that important shot. I scraped up the front of the bot a bit, but never really landed anything substantial. And actually sawed straight through my own wedge. However, they were nice enough to give me a little trophy. I think that it was just them being nice because I'm such a big fan of their robot. But no, it's awesome to have a piece of Monkfish in my trophy case. If you follow NHRL, if you follow 3 pounds at all, Monkfish is a very scary robot. So being able to go 3 minutes with them, even though it was kind of decided early on, I was not winning that. But it was great. So there it is. Second place for the season championship. Pretty dang cool. I've only been doing this for a year. Actually, by the time I'm posting this, 10 days ago was my 1-year anniversary of my first tournament. And I love this stuff. Want to keep going, keep pushing. And actually, Dima and I are competing tomorrow at Mass Destruction with TurboFIEND and Mako. So I'm rushing this video out. If I don't post it before that tournament, it'll just fall to the backlog, whatever. So I apologize if I don't have graphics or any cool transitions or anything like that. But yeah, excited to keep progressing in this, winning when I can. Even if I never win again, it's I could never win a single match from here on out, but still be happy with what I've been able to do. Just getting in the cage, being able to fight little remote control robots is extremely fun, and very grateful that I get to experience this. Yeah, so here we are. There's the trophy we just won. Here's a few trophies, and then robot part trophies. I'm not going to even start naming robots, because it would be a disservice to whoever I don't name. But yeah, it might be time to get a bigger trophy case, considering we've got stuff overlapping. Sorry about the glare, but we actually have one more insane trophy to add to this, and this is from TurboFIEND's match with Monkfish. The Monkfish whooped TurboFIEND, not surprisingly, but TurboFIEND bent their blade. One extra super cool thing about this trophy is that this is the same blade that was used. Staying there. This is the same blade that was used against Dutch Oven in the match where the entire cage melted. And Rachel told me it's probably been used against people like JMO, so it's got some history there. It's pretty insane to have that sitting there, and it's insane to have all this stuff. Just really, I love doing this. Subscribe if you want more. Until next time.